Hi, BrenTech here, where tech is made simple. So there are a couple of reasons why you might receive an error message when you're upgrading or installing Windows 11. As an example, Windows 11 24H2, which has recently rolled out. And according to Microsoft, these errors can be fixed with a few steps that you can actually do on your own without obviously taking your device into a PC repair shop. Now, just a quick video to show you a couple of things you can do to address the 0xc1900101 errors, which is a common error in Windows, especially when you're upgrading Windows 11. And these errors, and here's a couple of examples of the error, are usually a driver error according to Microsoft, where if you see an error, any of these errors, it's normally because there's a driver issue, and that's why your PC cannot upgrade. So if you see any of these error codes that are generated when trying to update, then try the following steps to try and resolve and fix the problem, and these steps are according to Microsoft. Now, the first is to make sure that your device has enough space, because your device, according to Microsoft, requires at least 16 gigabytes of free space to upgrade a 32-bit OS, or 20 gigabytes for a 64-bit OS. As an example, Windows 11 24H2 is a 64-bit OS, so it would need to at least 20 gigabytes of disk space to be able to be installed. So that's the first thing. Then something else you can try and do is just run Windows Update a couple of times. And by doing this, it means that you would be able to, if there's any updates pending, you'd be able to install those, and you would download and install any available updates through Windows Update, including software updates, hardware updates, and some third-party drivers. So that's also something to take note of. Then this is actually quite an important one. You need to unplug any extra hardware if you cannot upgrade. So remove all external storage devices and drives, docks, and other hardware you might have plugged into your device that isn't needed for basic functionality, and then try and update. Then another thing you can try and do is check your device manager for errors. So what you would do, you can type device manager into the search, or the easiest on Windows 11 or Windows in that matter would just be to right click on your start, click on device manager, and if you see any errors, little exclamation marks in this window, and another thing I would do is just go view, show hidden devices, which will show all the devices. So look for any device with a yellow exclamation mark beside it, and that's the device name, and select either update driver software or uninstall to correct the error. So as an example, let's just head to a display or a disk drive. Just as an example, you would right click, uninstall, or you would update driver and then update that software if there are any updates available. And that's just a simple example. So check device manager for errors. And then according to Microsoft, you need to try and remove any third-party security software. So that would be maybe anti-malware you are running, or a third-party antivirus program or security software. If you are unable to install, as an example, upgrading to 24H2, and you are receiving any of these error codes. And then something else you can try, and this is where it gets a little bit more in-depth, you can repair hard drive errors. So in the search box on the taskbar, what you would do is just type command and then you would right click on that and you'd run it as admin. If you don't run this as admin, it's not going to work. And at the prompt, what you would do, so at that prompt, what you would do is you would enter this command, okay? And I'll leave this command plus those error codes and everything else we're going to look at today regarding commands and error codes down in the description. So you enter that command into the prompt, hit enter, and what it'll do is Windows will automatically repair your hard drive, and you'll be asked to restart your device. So basically that's what that's going to do. if there are errors on your hard drive. And then what you can also do is you can do a clean restart into Windows. Now, I have posted a whole video on this, which I'll leave linked down below and in the end screen, because basically how a clean boot for Windows is useful for troubleshooting software performance and startup issues. And with a clean boot, it doesn't disable anything related to Windows, but disables third-party services and startup programs to help you identify the cause of app and software-related problems. Go check that video out if that's something you'd like to try out as part of this process. And then the last thing you can try and do is once again a little bit more in depth. And this time it's heading back and searching for command. Once again, right-click, run as admin, because you have to run this as admin for this, else it won't work. And once again, at the prompt, this time you'll enter this command. Okay. So what this is going to do is basically, it's going to try and repair a Windows image. And this is basically a last resort. It's going to try and repair a Windows image. You don't lose any data or anything like that. But before running this, I would definitely just make a quick backup if you haven't done so already. But there you go. There's a couple of things you can try to sort out those error codes. As mentioned, if you've seen any of these errors, it's mainly because it's been generated during an update, as an example, from Windows 11 23H2 to 24H2, and you've seen any of these errors, that's because they are mainly usually a driver error. So just putting it out there, seeing that we are dealing with a lot of issues now with Windows updates and all that, and just to keep you posted, if you are seeing any of these errors, try some of these steps in this video and let me know if they work or not. I'd be interested to know. I have applied some of these in my own experience through the years, and some of them, if not all of them, do work at certain intervals in certain situations. But there's a couple you can try. Start with the easiest and then just work down to the most difficult and see if that helps. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.